All right, let's talk about something truly mind-bending. We're diving into a cosmic mystery today. I want you to picture a library, but not just any library. Forget a big building, forget a whole city block. Imagine a library so massive it wraps around an entire planet. That's the Great Library of Caelum. And the craziest part? It's not made of stone or metal. It's built from pure, raw magic.
So let's just jump right in. When I say library, you're probably thinking, books, shelves, maybe a quiet reading nook. I need you to just completely throw that idea out the window. What we're talking about here is an unbelievably huge structure, a solid ring circling a whole world.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. This thing is, well, it's impossible, and I really mean that. This isn't just some megastructure built with futuristic alloys. Nope, it's a gigantic ring built out of the very essence of magic itself.
So what is this stuff? Well, it's called Dwemer, and the best way to wrap your head around it is to think of magic, but solid, tangible. It's like they figured out how to freeze-dry magic into a building material. So the library isn't just magical in the sense that it has spells on it. The whole thing, the walls, the floors, everything is the spell. It's just creation on a scale that's hard to even imagine.
Which, of course, brings up the million-dollar question, right? Who or what could actually build something like this? I mean, who has the power to literally spin magic into a planet-sized ring? And the answer is a big fat nothing. Nobody knows. Not a soul. So the builders are a total enigma, but that doesn't mean the place is empty. Oh no, it's far from abandoned. And that's where things get really interesting, because we need to talk about its current residents, the Modrons. And this is really the heart of the situation. You've got the original architects, total mystery, we know nothing about them, and then you have the Modrons. Now these guys are beings of pure, unadulterated logic. They just sort of found this place. They're not the builders, not by a long shot, but they've basically decided, yep, this is ours now. We're in charge. And to really get what's going on, you have to understand the Modron mindset. They're all about logic. So for them, asking who built this, it's kind of pointless. It's a fun little puzzle, sure, but it's not useful. They're all about the what. What is this library? What are its capabilities? And most importantly, how can we use it? The history doesn't matter. The function, that's everything. So, okay, if their whole deal is utility, what's the end game here? What do these hyper-logical beings actually want? You can bet it's not just about putting books on shelves. The real goal is, well, it's way, way bigger than that. Think of them less like librarians and more like cosmic mechanics. They're trying to reverse engineer the entire library. Their number one goal is to take this Dwemer stuff apart, piece by piece, figure out how it works, and then learn to make it themselves. They don't just want to use the library, they want to build another one. They want to harness the very power of creation. And this power they're messing with? It's off the charts. The library puts out this energy field that's so strong, it literally rewrites the rules of reality in its vicinity. It's like it creates its own little pocket universe with its own laws. Certain kinds of magical travel? Blocked. Can't do it. Others? No problem. It's like its own sovereign nation in the middle of the cosmos, setting its own border control. Now here's the twist. While the Modrons are heads down, focused on their engineering project, they've accidentally stumbled onto something huge, a theory about what this library really is. And honestly, it's mind-blowing. They're starting to think this whole gigantic, planet-ringing library isn't the final product. It's just a piece, like one Lego brick in a set the size of a galaxy. It's just a single step on the path to building something so much bigger. So they've basically mapped out this grand design. They found traces of these older, kind of rougher structures they call the undertunnels. Think of it as the prototype. Then you have the Great Library, which is like version 2.0, much more advanced. And the next step, what they think is the final goal, to build entire crystal spheres. You know, those massive shells that hold entire solar systems. They're not just building libraries, they're building universes. And get this isn't just some wild theory they cooked up from looking around one place. They're finding more evidence. They're finding other puzzle pieces scattered all across the cosmos. And the proof is pretty hard to ignore. For example, way out in beholder space, they found something called the Great Eye, another one of these dreamer structures, but this one completely swallows a whole planet.
Then, in a totally different spot called lost space, they dug up actual physical objects that are a perfect match for blueprints they found back in the library. A pattern is definitely taking shape here.
Which brings us full circle, right back to the beginning. All this amazing research, all these discoveries, they all point back to those big unanswered questions. The ones the Modrons, in their quest for practical knowledge, just kind of pushed to the side.
Who were these creators? What kind of beings could mold pure magic like it was Play-Doh and look at a solar system and think, yeah, I could build something there?
And what was the point of it all? I mean, what was their ultimate goal? Why go to all this trouble? Were they collecting knowledge, building a cosmic fortress, or was it for a reason so completely alien that our brains can't even process it? And that leaves us with one last kind of chilling thought to chew on. The Modrons see this incredible place and think, it's a machine. Let's figure out how to use it. But what if it's not a machine? What if it's a cage? Or a lock on a door that should never, ever be opened? And what happens when these logical little guardians finally figure out how to turn the key?